Hey guys, it's Jessie here from Tonkadale, and today we're talking about dividing and transplanting perennials. And I have my new garden helper here, Zinnia, the wire-haired griffin. Late summer and fall is the perfect time to do this as the days get cooler and you have those nice crisp mornings. Plants are just going to love all that extra attention and care. I'm here at my at-home garden and I have this iris plant that is very, very old. Some of the reasons why you might want to divide and transplant perennials is just their age. So as they get old and woody and really kind of like tight in their growing space, dividing them out can help freshen them, make them more vigorous, and even help them bloom more profusely the next season. I like to divide perennials after they've bloomed. So your early spring blooming perennials, now would be a great time to divide those, just so you don't miss out on their blooms for the current season. I have my three favorite tools: my long, narrow transplanting shovel, I have a pruner, which is very helpful, and my hori-hori knife, which will be great for getting in there and dividing up all of those coarse, dense roots. Think about the weather on the day you're dividing perennials. A really hot summer day is not the best time to divide and transplant perennials. Cooler, cloudy days, or even during a light rain shower, is a great time to transplant, because as you're disturbing these roots, you're going to need to be able to keep them well watered and moist until they get reestablished. The first thing I'm going to do is go all the way around the crown of my plant. I actually did this ahead of time so it wouldn't be so hard. Iris spread by rhizomes, which is kind of a flat underground stem, and you also can see a lot of fibrous roots. So the way to divide an iris is to kind of look for the segments of rhizomes that can be easily divided. And I can see where there might be some natural breaks. I'm going to shake off some of this extra garden soil. So now we can get in with the knife and decide kind of where we want to cut and divide the rhizomes. A nice sharp shovel can also assist with that. Now would also be the time to pull out any dead or diseased foliage. When you're transplanting iris, it's recommended that you cut the leaves into a fan shape to make them more easy to manage. Now you could do this before you start digging, or you can see here I'm using this time to kind of trim everything up and make it look neat and tidy. And the degree of which you divide kind of depends on how many plants you want to create. So I think I'm going to go for like 3 generous clumps so I can add more of this really pretty iris throughout my garden. Sometimes you might even consider discarding some of the oldest portions of the plant, just to give those new kids on the block a chance to really go for it. All right, well, you get the idea. Let's get them in the ground. Whenever you're planting perennials or working in your garden, it's always a great opportunity to amend your soil. When you're planting perennials, we recommend adding about half as much compost or planting mix as native soil. So 1 cubic foot of compost or planting mix can amend about 10 square feet of garden. I've already added about 2/3 of a bag of compost in this area, and now I'm just going to work it in. The soil looks amazing. Looks like we're hitting some kind of sandy clay down at the bottom, and the compost is going to really get in there and work its magic. Anytime you're planting perennials, trees, or shrubs, you're going to look at the root ball of the plant or the container diameter of the plant, and you're going to want to dig a hole 2 times the diameter of the root ball or the diameter of the pot. I don't know, that's some pretty good digging. Now, I do know that this garden drains very well, but if it's a new area, fill that hole with water, wait for about an hour, and see how quickly it drains. Your hole should completely drain of water within an hour, and that's how you know you have well-drained soil. I love mixing in biotone whenever I'm planting new plants. It's kind of a root stimulant and organic fertilizer that also contains mycorrhizae. Remember, we talked about mycorrhizae a lot. And mycorrhizae are beneficial fungus that colonize the roots, that increase water and nutrient absorption, and they're good for all kinds of things. So we have our hole dug, we have our clump cured and prepared. Now let's plant it. Okay, we're gonna give it a good soak. This is one thing I think is taken for granted a little, how much you have to water and soak those new plants when they first go in. We did it, Zinnia! Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at Tonkadale.